he was talking about desires, it just hit me that I've been actually challenged in many aspects in the past until I came to my own conclusion. If you're looking in the Eastern philosophy, and I think specifically the Buddhism, would say that the liberation is coming through getting rid of freeing yourself from the desire. Yet, in the tantric, they are talking about liberation through desire. Here we are, folks, getting confused. Don't you think so? And this whole social programming, if you wanted to call it, is such a huge mumbo-jumbo system, full of deception, full of confusion, full of lies, to take us off the path. Practically to disconnect us from the connection to the nature. I've been sharing with you, I think, in the past, how I recognize that since Irma, Hurricane Irma, what we had here, especially in Florida, I am seeing in my clients more and more this intense pressure of stress, and that people are not capable to relax. So most of the time what's really happening is that, they go to work, and then after work they just go to gym because they are so exhausted, and then now they are beating the freaking crap out their body, and the body becomes numb. That's all what it is. And I started to kind of go and ask a deeper question. I said, wait a minute. Okay, that's possible. Not possible, but it is. But something else is going on here. And last week, actually, I came to this whole new feeling that actually the body is getting more and more taken over by this virtual reality, or actually, being plugged into the system. And the organic body is fighting. So what I'm seeing right now, I can be wrong, but I'm saying right now I'm kind of this medium between this organic and inorganic world, trying to keep the sanity of the body, so that it does not get totally taken over. Because sometimes I can see by some people, it's totally disconnected. It's just insane. So anyway, so my point was, what I was trying today to kind of point out is that, number one, Chiron is moving out the Pisces, so practically that was the era of understanding the victim and savior, And hopefully, finally, we came to the understanding that there is no a savior. We are the one who have to save ourselves. And I think this will kind of create a little intense, how should I say, realization, especially when the Chiron moves into the Aries, where we have to kind of wake up and recognize, wait a minute, we have to change our intellectual way of thinking, and recognize that we are the one who are, creating our reality. So we have to kind of play more responsible people or individual. The battle what's really going on right now in the outside world, folks, it's intense. It's just absolutely intense. And there is quite a bit of disappointment going on in many people, that no matter how much we are putting out, it's very difficult to create a change, the social change on the bigger picture. And the question, what I'm seeing is that I just hope that, when we start to go more into the era of Aquarius, that we are not becoming less and less sympathetic or compassionate. That was the word that I was missing in the beginning. So, because Aquarius is also about innovation, technology. Let's just hope that we will not lose our native connection to the nature. The impulse to the planet. Because, another things what I was realizing last week is that I was upset that they were talking about, this young girl who became very famous through the Facebook, talking about the climate change and all this stuff, what's really going on, that I realized here we are again using kids. Remember, we were talking about this issue when we had this shooting in the schools here in Florida and around the country, but especially this guy here, and he tried to become a spokesperson and all this jazz. But the point is, it is nice and sweet when kids get involved, but this is actually a much more serious situation. And I just hope that the people will not get blindsided what is really going on behind. Same thing is happening with the new Green Deal. Again, problem, solution. They are creating the problem, and then we react, and here they are coming up again with a solution. Oh, there was another very interesting video circulating last week in certain groups about the woman. She stands up there. I don't know who this rich guy was on the stage. And he ended up to be questioned about the climate change from this woman. What are you gonna do with all your money what you have? That she has 2 children and she is concerned about rising the water level and stuff. So anyway, he ended up to be kind of naughty snobby. And he says, sit down. So anyway, but he brought a very interesting point. He says, he was renewing the married wolves in Antarctica with his wife, and They were scientists who were kind of drilling the ice and show them the changes, what happened in the past, that we had actually 2 degree higher temperature, and it's cyclical. So anyway, but he had a very interesting point when he pointed to her and to the audience, when he said, do you think all the cities, they are getting built by the ocean, that the bank would invest the money into them if they will sink? So the question becomes, is that, what is behind the agenda? That's the whole point here, folks. This is why I'm constantly talking about, inform yourself, educate yourself, and these are just, intense times. Obviously, we volunteered for it, but the point becomes is that the only thing what we can do, stay in our own truth and just look forward, for the solutions. Even though sometimes the times can be very desperate. There's always something that will reveal itself, and I think connection to the nature is, in many cases, very helpful. And as I said, what I'm really surprised when I found out, listening to John, that about desires, that I think that behind everything, what we are facing is, taking away the power from the people, putting them totally under control, and get rid of your desire. Remember, my mantra was always, empower yourself, build your strong Leo, because if you are not taking your power, somebody else will, go and control you. Okay, folks. So anyway, that would be my 2 cents today. Hopefully this little conversation was giving you some ideas in between, and could be a beneficial tool. And in the meantime, take good care of yourself. Love yourself. That's the best thing what you can do to you. And until next time, bye.